All right, what is going on, good people? What's going on? Hope you're doing well. TikTok, what's going on? YouTube, what's going on? Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. If you are new here, my name is Casey Coleman. I'm a physical therapist and one of the co-founders of Pre-PT Grind and Cash and Clash University. This is where we help you get into PT school and PTA school without wasting time, money, stress, anxiety, and everything in between. So if that's what you're looking for, you guys are in the right place. Comment, like, subscribe, share, all the internet stuff, and let's have some fun. So on tonight's live stream, Saturday night, just chilling, we're going to have a chill Q&A session at Ask Me Anything to help you guys get into physical therapy school, know more about physical therapy, make the right career choice, learn how to start making money now, and everything in between. So if you're new, welcome back. If you're not, or if you're new, welcome for the first time. If you're coming back, welcome back. Let me know what's up. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and let me know where you are on your pre-PT or healthcare student journey. So let's see who we got here. Michael on YouTube, what's going on? Joa on TikTok, Emily, Zoo, I don't know how to pronounce this name. I'm going to call you C, Mackenzie, JB, Saul, Christina, Brittany, Jordan, Karen, Diavon. What's going on, guys? Thanks for joining. Glad you're here. What we got going on is our Money in Class training is tomorrow. Tomorrow before the Super Bowl, we're going to be talking all about money, debt, how to get out of debt, how to get halfway to debt free before you're even a physical therapist, how to start making money now in school so you don't have to wait until later, and all that stuff. So if money is important to you, now and when you're a physical therapist, you need to be at this class tomorrow night. MoneyInClassTraining.com. You can go there, sign up. We have close to 200 people signed up for tomorrow's class. And I think 200 is the max, and we're pretty close. Last time I checked, we were at 178. So get your seat before it's filled up. Tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's 2 p.m. Eastern time, so 11 a.m. on the West Coast. And we'll have some fun. We'll have some fun to make sure you guys are taken care of. So that's what's going on tomorrow. Then the next week, we'll have an acceptance masterclass on the 18th, I believe. I believe that's the 18th. Let's check. Yes, that is the 18th, next Sunday. So we got a lot going on over these next 2 weeks. Let me see how many people we got signed up for this. Let me log in here. And if you guys have questions in the meantime, feel free to go ahead and drop your questions below, and we'll get right into it. Have some fun, chill out on the Saturday night, and enjoy the Super Bowl tomorrow. So let me know who you guys got for the Super Bowl tomorrow. If you even watch sports, if you don't watch sports, let me know what songs you think Usher's going to sing if you're just there for the halftime show. I don't even know if people are really there for the commercials anymore. Let me know if you're putting money on the game tomorrow. I might put a little bit of money on the game tomorrow. I'll put my last money on there. After that, I might stop sports betting. It's just too up and down. It's getting on my nerves. So let's see how many people we got signed up for tomorrow's class. $180. We got 180 students signed up for tomorrow's class, so it should be fun. MoneyInClassTraining.com. That's what we got going on. All righty. Let's get into these questions here. Let's start with TikTok, then we'll go to YouTube and Instagram. Let's see what you guys got going on here. Instagram is popping. 6 people on Instagram. That's what's up. I see you guys. Cody, Jake, Monster, Mills, G-Attitude, Elizabeth, Cody, I see your questions. Javni or Janvi, I see your questions. Rich, I see your question as well. We'll get to your questions on Instagram, guys. I see you guys popping off on Instagram. I love it. All right, TikTok, let's start with you since I saw the first question here. What are some things to know before becoming a physical therapist? There's a lot of things you should know. Just in a general answer, what I'd say is that no profession is perfect. You should know that no profession is perfect because you're going to learn some stuff about physical therapy. You're going to learn some stuff about pharmacy. You're going to learn some stuff about being a physician and being a truck driver and being a teacher and being in all this stuff. You're going to be like, oh man, that sucks about this job. That sucks about that job. And what you should know is that you need to understand what the struggles are and will be. Then you need to ask yourself, what can you deal with? What struggles can you overcome? What is not really that bad that you can put up with or navigate around within that career where those struggles or obstacles or bad things won't bother you too much? Or you can make a plan starting now so they won't bother you too much in the future. So what I would tell you is that no profession is perfect, and understand that to start. So hope that helps. Good question to start off. What's a good website to find graduate student grants and scholarships? So you can start with any of the Google websites like Unigo or anything like that. You can start there. Those are fine, popular websites just to start your search, but you can also make sure your search is outside of those websites as well. So there are institutional scholarships and non-institutional scholarships. So the non-institutional scholarships are on those websites and stuff. The institutional scholarships are more from the school and the institution that you're going to, whether that's your community college, your undergrad school, your physical therapy school that you got into or looking to go to. Those would be institutional scholarships. Other non-institutional scholarships could be like from your community, your municipality, your township. If you or your parents were in the military, any big corporations your parents are a part of, any religious organizations, stuff like that. Basically, for scholarships and grants, you just have to keep your mind open and ask. And you got to treat it like a full-time job. So that's what's important when it comes to scholarships. All right, I'll take one more from TikTok right now, then I'll get to YouTube and Instagram questions. When you get into PT school, is it harder than undergrad courses? Yes, it's about a 15 out of 10 difficulty. That's what I'd say. At times, it's not always a 15 out of 10, but at times it can get like a 15 out of 10 difficulty level in PT school. So it can get rough. All right, YouTube, let's see what questions you got. What's the most common prereqs to become a PTA? So the YouTube question is, what are the most common prerequisites to be a PTA, a physical therapist assistant? So with PTA school, the prereqs vary a lot. The requirements vary a lot because there's nothing standardized from what I've seen. So with the prereqs for PTA school, most likely anatomy, English, physics, communications, and maybe like a psychology class. Those are the 5 that I'm confident in saying could be prereqs, but of course they could add some classes, they can take some classes away. And usually the GPA requirement is around a 2.5 or above. Like I should say the minimum is a 2.5 for PT school from what I've seen, but that can vary depending on the school as well. So good question about PTA school, but hope that helps. All right, Instagram, let's get to your questions here. Do you think PTA school is worth it with all the Medicare cuts and decreased demand? So I have not seen much about the decreased demand for PTAs, but I do know about the Medicare cuts. What I can say about the Medicare cuts is that, at least for right now, it's just Medicare that's cutting the PTAs by that percentage. I forgot what percentages it was. 15%, 10%, one of those. I believe it's more so 15%. But if you think about it, it's just Medicare. That does not mean all commercial insurances will follow Medicare. Some of them do, some of them don't. So that's that. Now, will just Medicare cuts decrease PTA demand? Not necessarily. Some, I guess, employers would possibly have the decreased need for PTAs, but I don't really see it out in the real world. Theoretically, that does make sense, Cody, that if the reimbursements are going down, the demand would go down for PTAs. I just don't see it in the real world. I just don't see it. Not saying that cannot happen in the future, but I still see a need, at least right now, for PTAs. However, if you do want to be safe, you can go the physical therapy route, but just go to a less expensive school, right? So you don't have as much debt, and make sure you make your physical therapy degree worth it and get a PT job in a higher paying setting, or have multiple streams of income with your skills as a PT. That's another way around it. All right, Instagram, how should I prepare for my outpatient clinical? I would call up or text or FaceTime or video message your clinical instructor and ask them what you should expect. Like, what's going on? Can I get a FaceTime tour of the clinic? What are you expecting from me? How are the patients? What's the layout of the facility? What's your EMR, meaning electronic medical record system? How does that all work? And the more information you know before your clinicals, usually the less anxious you feel. So that's what I would do. Torn between Sac State and CSUN, chose Sac State because of cheaper cost of living. Did you make the right decision? I'm not sure, but I do like less expensive schools for you guys. So with that case only, from the little I know about your life situation, Richmond, it sounds like a good decision because it'll cost you less now and in the long run. So seems okay. How much would you say chemistry is used in physical therapy schools? 0.001%. Not any, if at all. So not at all. What setting pays the most? We did this on our other pre-PT chat the other day. And we found, I did a segment on it, and I found that recently pediatric early intervention pays the most, about 150, 160, according to UpDoc Media. Next is home health pediatrics, another high paying setting. I got to look it up. If you go to our most recent pre-PT chat live, which was earlier this week, I have a segment talking about the salaries. Then I also there's also a pre-PT chat live talking about PTA versus PT, and we talk about numbers there too. So definitely check those out. But we found recently that it was pediatric early intervention. Oh, electrodiagnostics is also a high one. I forgot the number, but it's definitely over 100K. So electrodiagnostics is definitely a high one. It's a specialty. It's not needed a lot. It's not hard to get into, but it's just very, very special. And yeah, it's not too much of a high demand for it, but there is not enough PTs that do it where there is a high demand for it, if that makes sense. So hope that helps. Great questions from you guys on Instagram. That's what's up. Instagram is coming in hot tonight. I like it. I'll take this one from Instagram, then we'll hop back to you guys on TikTok. How's it going, TikTok? Thanks for the 15 likes on TikTok Live. Good to see you guys here on a Saturday night. I did not expect this many people here on a Saturday night. So that is what's up. YouTube, I see your questions. Jesus, what's going on? I'll get to you in just a second. Hang on there. But glad to see you guys on YouTube. What sports do you bet on the most? Just basketball and football. Sometimes I follow some people who bet on League of Legends. I'm not doing that no more. It's like hit or miss. But yeah, just basketball and football right now. In the summertime, baseball, of course. That's it. Just having fun with it. Something else to do. All right. TikTok, what's going on? I hope I didn't miss any questions here. Am I going to CSM? I am not, but you guys have a fun time up in Boston. Send me videos, tag me in some stuff, give me a shout out. But I am not going to CSM. I am not. Have fun up there, though. Hope you have a good time. How to become a PT in the USA with the Bachelor's of Physiotherapy? You would have to apply to physical therapy school, and you would have to most likely make sure your prerequisite classes are accepted by the physical therapy school that you're going to. So if you took classes in your country and you come over here trying to apply to physical therapy school in the US, it might not always be the equivalent of what we're taking. So you have to make sure that your classes that you took outside of the US match up with what the US physical therapy schools require. If not, you would have to take the required classes, then apply to a physical therapy school that accepts non-US citizens or considers non-US citizens. What are some good ways to get into physical therapy environment during undergrad? Being a PT tech, observation hours, and shadowing. Those are the easiest ways to get started. You don't have to overcomplicate it. Working as a PT tech or aide, then observation hours / shadowing. Just keep it simple. Keep it real simple. If you know any physical therapists who have their own business, you can shadow them as well. Or in any special cool settings, you can shadow them too. But that's really it. I do not have my OCS. I do not. For those of you who don't know what OCS is, it's orthopedic certified specialist, right? Something like that. I do not have any specialties. You guys are my specialties. That's why there are 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 17, 18 people on live throughout all platforms. And that's why we have 80,000 followers throughout all of our platforms, because my specialty is you. My specialty is pre-PTs, getting you into school and helping you make money. What are some things that look good to get into PT schools? What they ask for looks good. That's number one. And number two, a grade trend, like a positive grade trend, looks good. So not just GPA, even though GPA is important, but multiple GPAs, month over month, semester over semester, year over year, that consistently look good, that are maintained at a high level or are improved over time, look great as well. So a high grade trend or an improving grade trend, then giving them, of course, what they ask for. So whatever their requirements are, focus on giving them those requirements and or exceeding them, to keep it simple. All right, YouTube, let's get to your questions. Where did 7 people on YouTube come from? What is up, YouTube? Appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button on YouTube. If you're watching from any other platforms, hop on YouTube, hit the like button so that when we go live again, when we have videos, when we have shorts, YouTube will send it to you and you don't have to go searching and find it and be like, wait, I missed that. I missed that. YouTube will send it to you if you engage and you like with if you like it. So appreciate you guys hopping on. What advice would you give to those going into their first year of DPT school? Should I prepare watching YouTube videos or wait until the first day of school? So first, you can go do any one. I would go live life. I would go make money, live life, celebrate, and do anything other than watch anatomy YouTube videos. Because what are anatomy YouTube videos going to do? And I don't know how you're watching those anatomy YouTube videos either. You're like, oh, would anatomy YouTube videos help? I mean, yeah, if you really studied them and really did like hardcore real studying on them and spent all your time between now and you started school studying, like really studying. I'm talking about anatomy books, YouTube videos, 3 hours a day, testing yourself, quizzing yourself, library books. I'm talking about hardcore studying, not YouTube anatomy videos in the background while you're scrolling TikTok and have another screen open with Netflix on. No, you're wasting your time if you're doing that. Absolutely wasting your time. Go make money, go live life, go celebrate before PT school starts. So depends on kind of what you're thinking of. But if it's the latter and like you're just going to passively consume YouTube anatomy videos, do not do it. All right, TikTok, we're back to you. Then Instagram, let's see what's going on. Instagram, I see y'all. If you have any questions on this Saturday night, drop them below. I thought I'd hop on this Saturday night because next Saturday night I will not be on live. I'm a receptionist in a PT clinic. We have a lot of Medicare, but still want PTAs for others. Okay. We're right next to a university. We get a lot of college athletes. Okay, cool. Hope you're enjoying your receptionist job at the PT clinic. DPT school is the funnest, but more stressful thing I've ever experienced in life or in your education. Yeah, it is stressful, but it is fun. I agree. What's your take on retaking classes? I would much rather you retake classes than not retake them, especially if you should retake them. So if you have like I could push it and say a B- or below, you should retake it. But definitely if you have a C, in general, you should retake it. Now, I don't know every one of your specific situations. If you want us to coach you on your specific situation, go to acceptanceguides.com. You can go to acceptanceguides.com too. If you want us to coach you, go to acceptedstrategy.com or acceptedsystem.com. Just go to our website. Y'all know how to click through the stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Click through the stuff, find our programs, join our programs if you want specific coaching from us to get into school. But in general, retake classes if you have a C or below. What's the best way to search for the cheapest schools? You can go on the PTCast directory. I believe they have a filter of school prices on there. Other than that, I would first make a list out of everything you want in a school, cost included. Then I would make a list of schools that you would want to go to, right? So whether they're in your area, or in a location you want to go to, or you find the price of the school just based on these 3 schools that you know in your area, right? I wouldn't start by going to a huge directory of schools that have a price list, because that might stress you out. But if you want a price list, the PTCast directory has one somewhere on their links. If you click around, I gotta find it. But I would start with you and what you want first. Then find schools in your area or schools that you know of. And then based off that small list of schools that you know of or that are in your area that you've heard of, see which one of those you like the best. Because one of those schools might be lower cost, like 60K, 40K, 50K. And then you don't have to stress yourself out with this long search history. But some of them, all of them might be 180K or more. And we might have to go back to the drawing board, right? But that's where I would start. So hope that helps. I went to Andrews University for PT school. I plan to specialize in sports PT. Okay. So you plan to do sports PT, and you're asking if it's a good idea to do PT in the NFL for a couple years after you get experience. Okay. So you're asking if you should be a physical therapist in the NFL after you get a couple years of experience. If you want to do that, yeah, you should do it. It's your life, it's your career, it's your money, it's your choice. Yeah, of course. If you want to be a PT in the NFL after a couple years, of course. Nobody's stopping you. Go for it. Chase after it. Go get it. YouTube, we got some questions rolling in. Justin, what's going on? Good to see you. Nanda, what's going on? Good to see you as well. Would you still become a physical therapist if you already had 70K in student loan debt? So from undergrad, you have 70K in student loan debt, I assume is what you're saying. Would you still become a physical therapist? That's tough. Probably not right now. If you really wanted to be a physical therapist, I would handle or manage some of that student loan debt as much as possible. Then if you still want to be a physical therapist, once that student loan debt is down some more, or you're managing it in a way you feel comfortable with it, then I would go to a low-cost physical therapy school if you really want to be a physical therapist. But if you're already in that much student loan debt, it's hard for me to say, oh yeah, just do it, because I don't know how expensive your physical therapy school that you'd go to would be. And I also don't know your work ethic, right? I also don't know how you manage money. So it's hard for me to just say, yes, do it. And it's also, I guess, not the best answer for me to say, just don't do it, right? Because you might really still want to be it. So if you still want to be a physical therapist with that much debt, you can, but you just have to be smart about it. Then also, I don't know what degree you already have with that 70K in student loan debt, and if you can get a job or get a high paying job or use those skills as you have with your undergrad degree to make a good amount of money now, right? That would be my other question too. But this is a very specific situation that I would need more context for to give you like the best advising answer. But initial gut reaction, everybody's going to say no, right? But to give you the best answer for you, Justin, we need to know more context, so you get the best answer. So I hope that helps a little bit. Nanda, to receive your degree, is there a hands-on test that you have to pass, or is it a written test? Or as long as you pass the program, you can get the degree? Great question. I'll break this down, Nanda or Nanda. Hope this helps. So you have to go to physical therapy school, of course. And in order to pass physical therapy school, what you're asking, is it a written test or a hands-on test, or do you just pass the program? Well, it's kind of all of them, because in order to pass the physical therapy program, you have to complete written test and complete hands-on test and complete the board exam and pass all of them. So to answer your question, it's all of them. In physical therapy school, you have written tests, hands-on tests, and at the end of PT school, you have a board exam. And in order to be a licensed physical therapist, you have to complete everything and pass everything. And once you do that, you have your degree from the school. And once you pass your national license exam, you have your license. So hope that makes sense. Let me know if it did, if you're still on. but great question as well. Let's check Instagram. Let's see what's going on. I hope you guys are good over there. Yep, we're good. If you have any questions, Instagram, go ahead and drop them below. All right, TikTok, let's see what you guys got here. OT versus PT. It could be either one. Depends which one you like the most. You can do either. Have a great life, have fun, live your best life, being an OT or a physical therapist. But you need to get more information about both so you know which one is best for you. So both can work. I know usually schools require 100 hours for observation hours and 100 for internships. Thoughts on hours? So Liv, I'm gonna call you Liv. I believe that's how you pronounce your name. Let me know. So most physical therapy schools do not need internships. Some might. If there are some out there, you can message me and let me know. I'd love to know. But most schools do not need internships. However, most schools require observation hours. And observation hours and internships are usually understood as the same, but they're not necessarily the same. Observation hours are where you observe a physical therapist and the physical therapist verifies that you observed them for a certain number of hours. An internship is usually given by a school or a company as a kind of like a funnel into their school or into their company. So an internship is like, hey, come learn from us for a summer or a couple months or a year. And once you complete this internship, you'll have whatever credentials to work at this company or get into the school or get into some other company or have this certification. Observation hours are just you observe a physical therapist and you get those hours verified. And that's what physical therapy schools require. So I hope that makes sense. So my thoughts on it is get your observation hours and get as many hours as they require. What major should you get if you want to be a physical therapist? Any major works as long as you take the prerequisite classes. So get the easiest major at your school. The easiest major at your school might be communications. The easiest major at Gabe's school might be kinesiology. The easiest major at Claudia's school might be English. The easiest major at Trill's school might be exercise science. Whatever the easiest major at your school is, sign up for that major because all that really matters is the overall GPA and the prerequisite GPA in general, right? And the prerequisite GPA everyone has because everyone has to take the same prerequisite classes. So if you can get the best grades in the same prerequisite classes as everyone else, you'll have a high prereq GPA. Then if you have an easy major, all your non-prerequisite classes are super easy. So you can coast through them, sleep in class, and still get A's and have a high overall GPA. So that's why major doesn't matter. That's why I say take the easiest major, because why take a neuroscience major GPA, or sorry, why be a neuroscience major if you have to take hard prerequisite classes and take hard major classes? And if you fail those hard major classes, your overall GPA comes down. What's the point? There is no point. To look impressive? No, absolutely not. They do not care. So easiest major. What settings would allow me to work primarily with athletes without working for a pro sports team? It would be your outpatient setting and any outpatient clinic that is close to a college, a high school, or like an Olympic center, or like a Special Olympic center, or like a ski resort, or any athletic training facility, or any physical therapy clinic that says athletes or sports in the name that have some connection to sports teams or sports schools or anything like that. Or you can start your own practice and only say, I only work with athletes and just market to athletes and treat athletes. Made my top PT school starting this summer. Well, celebrate before you start, Claudia. Celebrate. What are you doing to celebrate? Let us know if you're still on. How discouraged would you be if you didn't get in on the first try? I did not get on the first try. So I was very discouraged. That's how discouraged I would be. I was very angry. I'll keep it at that. Extremely frustrated, extremely angry, extremely broke. So yeah, But I went through that whole experience, and now I'm on a live stream with you 10 plus years later. Who would have known that that experience would lead to this? What's a good job besides an 8 or tech but looks good? Any job that's making you money. Well, almost any job that's making you money. What job looks good? Any job. Give me a job and I can make it look good. Almost any job. Chill out, chill out. Almost any job. Give me almost any job, any normal job, and I can make it look good on your PT school application. Instagram, you got any questions? No, y'all still good? Cool. YouTube, I see you. I see you. Let's go to YouTube real quick. Jesus, knowing PT schools prepares you to be a general practitioner. Oh, I can put you on the screen. My bad. Knowing PT schools prepares you to be a general practitioner. What does it take to work in pediatrics? Just apply and work in the setting after the board exam, or would you need additional hours to specialize in? So if you already know you want to do pediatrics, first of all, make sure you know you want to do pediatrics. Don't just do pediatrics because I said it makes 150 to 160K a year. You could make less than that. You could make more. Do not do it just because I said a certain number that I saw from the research that's been taken. That's number one, because you can make 150K, 160K in other settings in PT, or doing multiple part-time jobs, or there's a ton of ways to make 150K in PT. That's the first thing. However, if you do want to do pediatrics and you know that now, when you get into your school, I would express interest in pediatrics and see if you can start looking for any clinical rotations that are in a pediatric clinic. Because if you have experience while you're already in school in clinicals in a pediatric clinic or multiple pediatric clinics, that will make it easier for you to start automatically in a pediatric clinic when you have your license, because they would see, oh, you did 8 weeks in a pediatric clinical here, outpatient setting, then you did in hospital, you went to a children's hospital and you were in the ICU and did neuropediatrics here for 16 weeks. Oh, great. You know what you're doing. Come on in. Some cases you might have to have some more weekend classes, or they might pay for your certifications. If there's something they want you to learn, they might train you a little bit more, so on and so forth. But there's no residency 99% of the time that you have to go into. There's no pediatric fellowship you have to do. Generally, it's if you have clinical experience through school in pediatrics, that's the best and easiest, most efficient way to do it. But basically, you just apply for the job and express interest and get started. That's the great thing about PT. I'm a PTA thinking of getting a DPT. I'm 29. What are your thoughts? I say go for it. Go for it. If you want to be a physical therapist, go for it. I don't feel any certain way about the 29 years old. You want to be a PT, so be a PT, regardless if you're 29 or 39 or 49 or 19. Observation hours minimum is usually 100 hours. Would you say it would be good to get 300 hours? No, you don't need 300 hours. And the minimum is not always 100. The minimum depends on the school you're applying to. Some schools you apply to, the hour minimum is 50. Sometimes it's 20. Sometimes it's 100. Sometimes it's 300. I would get maybe 5 hours over the minimum, but I would not go 300. You can do so much more with your time than get 200 more observation hours. 200 more observation hours are not going to make a difference in your application. They're not going to be like, oh my gosh, they have 200 more observation hours. Let's accept them. No, they don't care. They do not care. I have an interview coming up. Any tips? Be more interested in them than trying to force yourself to be super impressive. So be more interested in them and practice like on video, like film yourself, record yourself. That's what I'd say. Switch from DBT to MD. Any advice? Just know as much as you can about being a physician. Like learn as much information as possible so that you know that you're making the right decision. So information, that's what I'd say. Get as much information as possible. Talk to as many people as possible. Talk to as many specialists as possible to know what you're getting into. That's what I'd say. Do you think dual credit classes in high school would get me a bit ahead of becoming a PT? Slightly with the prerequisites, especially if you get an A in it. The best way doing dual classes would help you is getting an A in those dual classes. And the way it would help you is because now you have to spend less time and money taking that prerequisite that would have been required, but is now done through your dual high school class. So that's why it would help you get ahead. Thanks for the follow, Gabe. You have your bachelor's already from PTA to PT. Yeah, go. Yeah, if you want to be a PT, go be a PT. Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're 29, you got your bachelor's, you don't have your bachelor's. If that's what you want, then make sure you get it. Make sure you do it smart. Make sure you do it strategically. If you need help, make sure you get help from us. Like, go get it. Go live your best life. Should I make my neuroscience class pass or fail instead of taking it for a grade? Take the grade 100% all the time. This is not 2020 anymore. With COVID, take the grade because you don't know what school you're applying to will not accept a pass fail. All schools don't accept a pass fail. You might apply to PT school with a pass fail with your neuroscience class, and they'll be like, what is this? And throw it out, throw your application out. I don't know, but I'm not going to take that risk. Now, your neuroscience class is not a prerequisite class, which is good, but still, I don't know how they're going to feel about this pass fail with that class. Instagram, we're good. YouTube, we're good. TikTok, we are good. Perfect. All right. If you guys have not signed up already, we have 20 spots left for our money in class training on tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be talking all about money, debt, scholarships, how to get out of debt, how to start making money now so you can live your life as a physical therapist and not regret it just because of the cost of school and what some physical therapists are getting paid. So moneyInClassTraining.com. Make sure you are there and you're signed up. 20 spots left tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern time. That's what we got going on. And if you are new to this entire PT thing, trying to get into PT or PTA school, and you need some help, you need some guidance, start with our acceptance guides at acceptanceguides.com. Get those, download them, absolutely free. They're nice, easy to read, bunch of pictures on them for you. Then after that, our team will reach out to you. So if you get a call from somebody or you get a text from somebody and you're like, they're saying they're from Pre-PT Grind. Yes, they are from Pre-PT Grind. They are from us. So you can feel comfortable answering the phone and or responding to a text so you can get the best help. We just want to make sure all our people are taken care of. So that's what we got going on. And again, tomorrow, moneyInClassTraining.com. Make sure you're there and signed up so that you all can start making money now. Edgar, what's going on? Good to see you. Get me to 1,000 likes. I appreciate it. 2,000 likes. I appreciate it. Thanks for following, Jazz. If you guys have any last questions, I'll stay on a few seconds to make sure you guys are taken care of. But if not, we would call it a night. This was a nice little chill live session on a Saturday night. Thanks for hopping on, guys. Let's refresh this, make sure we're good. I see you, CJ. My bachelor's is a 3.2. Do you think PT school would accept my PTA GPA? My bachelor's is a 3.2. Do you think PT school would accept my whatever GPA that is? Yeah, I think they would accept that GPA. 3.2 is on the lower side, but it's okay. If you can get it higher, I would get it higher. But some schools would accept that. Some schools, it might just be on the lower side for them and they might not. And you are welcome, CJ. Thanks for hopping on. Appreciate your time. Thanks for hopping on. That pickled pig feet. David, long time no see. Good to see you on here. I have not. I have definitely not. I'm pushing that off for as long as I can. Good to see you on here. It's been a long time. But get some pickled pig feet for the Super Bowl tomorrow. How should I approach a PT about shadowing hours? Just ask. Say I'm a pre-PT student. I'm applying to PT school soon. As you know, pre-PTs need observation hours, and I just wanted to know what the policy was at this clinic or with you to get observation hours. Let them answer. Oh, PTA GPA. They'll look at your PTA GPA as well. They'll look at that too. All right. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'm gonna call it a night. Guys, for Saturday night. See you guys tomorrow. Training.